Minutes early. I think it is like 12:58, and it is June 14th, Friday. Friday, I believe, 2024. And I'm going to give a quick look around on YouTube, see if any friends are live. We had some earlier. Our friend Jacob did his very first live stream. Excellent job. Got in a ton of burpee reps. I hope he's pleased with that. Anytime you put your workout out there, get those reps in, you're going to be a source of inspiration for others. And note that I use the word inspiration and not motivation. Motivation's needed. I don't want to make it seem like I'm choosing one above the other. But we live in a world or a society, I should say, where motivation is a high commodity. We all talk about motivation. Every commercial talks about being motivated to do this, to do that, to get ahead, to make money, to get some power. Motivation's out there. We seldom talk about inspiration, living a life from inspiration, which is much more important, in my view, for whatever that's worth. Our friend Wolf is here. Wolf, how are you? Says hi, it's Yogi. Hello, my friend. Living a life of inspiration is a little more subtle. We have to learn to listen to that inner voice that incessantly plays and yet is also missed quite a bit. Wolf says he's doing better. How's the back brace working for you? Carl is here. Hello, my friend. How are you? I'm going to bring up my desktop. So motivation can often lead you, and again, I'm not picking one above the other. Motivation, it might seem so though. Motivation can leave us highly motivated towards pursuing something that in the long run might not be in our best interest. It might not have our evolutionary path in mind. We could be highly motivated to head in the opposite direction of what we actually need. I'm bringing up my desktop. It seems in the afternoon, for some reason, my phone stops the live stream. It still records or broadcasts, but I don't see the messages. So when I have my desktop up, I know when that happens. So let's see. There we go. Simple. Perfect. Perfect name for a channel. Carl says, happy Friday. Happy Friday to you, my friend. Barb says, bonjour, my spiritual brother, and also in the room. Bonjour to you, my friend. Simple said hi. And everyone else is exchanging some highs. So, again, inspiration is a little different. Inspiration leads us and guides us, but it never insists. Motivation is more insistful, that you need this. This is why you see many, many commercials that are motivational because they want you to buy something. You see very few things that are inspirational, which doesn't want you to buy anything. It wants you to simply be, to realize your own innate creativity and express it to the world. Perfectly, I think the two would coincide with an emphasis given to inspiration. But then once something is created and you want to share it with the world, it helps to be a little motivated to put it out there. Maybe. You guys let me know what you think. Barb says, blessing everyone. So that kind of stuff is on my mind a bit. One, learning how to listen to that voice of inspiration. And I'll tell you the best way that I know meditation, being up really, really, really in the morning. Your fellow cracker says, Mr. Clean. Man, if you saw my little office here, you'd be saying Mr. Messy. I think that might be better suited for me. Not that I'm not physically clean. In yogic psychology, it's one of the 5 niyamas, which are the personal observances that you do, cleanliness. So clean but messy is basically how my life goes about. Morik says, good afternoon. My name is the Grant Cornholio and hate help for my Bungholio. Please. Thank you. Man, I haven't heard that in 30 years. Jung, J-A, Jaung, Jaug. I'm going to get that wrong. I apologize. Says Yogi from James Gape Gape. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you. I will be trying to return the favor. Big thank you to James Gape Gape. What a huge help he has been to me in the past and present, actually. I doubt I would be sitting here having these conversations without the help of Mayhem or Miracles and James Gape Gape, that's for sure. UK Medic is here, says, I'm motivated, my ability to be motivated. That's helpful. You say, you know, you won't find too many more motivated people than UK Medic. Check out the videos. Check out the channel. But here's the, I don't know, I was about to say ironic. Is it ironic or not? The ironic thing is that it probably took a bit of motivation, but what you're viewing is inspiration. I'm extremely inspired by UK Medic's work, and yet at the same time, it motivates me to get out and do my own stuff. That's when you're walking on that edge, the best of everything. Let's see, Barb says hi to Medic, and hi to Mark, and Jaug. I'll get that right eventually, I hope. Medic says hi to Barb. Babushka says, hi Yogi. Just got done with a calf yoga session with Adrian on YouTube. I like Adrian on YouTube. She does good stuff. Just one Sue says, hey, and I get a wave. Sue, how are you, my friend? Speaking of wonderful nature videos and photographs, just one Sue. Barb says, I love Medic's live last night. I have it up Thursday night. It's right here. Thursday night chill and chat. And I listened just a little bit in the morning, and I'll be listening some more this afternoon. He put in another marathon session, 6 hours. And then he was on my early live stream for me, 5 a.m. This is a man who doesn't rest. This is a highly motivated man who is filled with inspiration. Odom Short says, nice channel. Thank you, Odom. We got some laughing emojis from Sue. Barb says, I sure did. I could relax. Awesome. Medic says, yes, it's a safe place to be and connect with new people. Barb says, that's what it should be, Medic. I agree. She said, just posted a short video of the dove family I just found in one of the bushes in front of my apartment. I'm going to be sure to check that out. I love doves. Whenever I do a dove video, I almost always use a theme on the loveliness of doves, because they're just simply lovely birds. Oh, I appreciate the comment on the catbird video, and I don't know if you saw the my reply. Catbirds literally sound like a cat, um, trying to get our attention, especially like a smaller cat, and yet they can mimic the song of all kinds of different birds. Very, very musical, but maybe not original composers. Maybe they're the partridge family of birds. They don't. I just brought Sue's channel up, so I'll make sure that I'll see it when we're done the live stream. Mark subscribed. Thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. So, thinking of safe places and where to find them and what they should be. I honestly don't know if there's any place entirely safe on YouTube. That we're always going to get some kind. I'm always going to get something. It's just the nature of the beast, I think. However, my safe place is me. Defenselessness. I have nothing at all to defend. I don't have an opinion to defend. I don't have a viewpoint to defend. I don't have to defend my love of yoga or all the other weird stuff that I talk about. It simply is. So whatever happens, my only policy, such as it is that if you attack someone who's here in good faith, someone who's a friend of mine, then we simply ban. Simple as that. No debate, no discussion. But if you're here having a good time, contributing to a conversation, even if it's just throwing stuff out to be funny, that's fine with me. I've really come to love my 5 a.m. talks because everyone's still too sleepy to want to get into anything. But it's a really mellow chat. I got the really good fortune of spending it with UK Medic and Eric Lapointe, and a few other people who came in. Let's see. I am making a vow not to fall too far behind. It's not going to work. I'm going to almost immediately break the vow, but I'm going to do my best. So, we can all create our own safe place. What are we defending ourselves from? Someone who has an opinion of us. Is that opinion true? It's not even true to the person who has the opinion. They just think it is. So never look outside of yourself for any means of safety or any sense of peace, because you're simply not going to find it, because it's always going to be conditional. And someone's always going to be able to destroy it. But when you tap in to that true sense of inner peace, you're untouchable, unshakable. Let's see. So I made that vow and I immediately fell behind. Barb says, we have doves at our front door every day. Love watching nature. Me too. And, as I said, all birds are beautiful. Doves are just a particularly beautiful bird. So is the little catbird, though, that I took. And I've done a lot of videos of red-winged blackbirds. You can actually be quite aggressive. Last year, right around this time, I was tapped on the head by one, warning me that I was a little too close to its nest. I took it as, in Zen monasteries, as everyone is meditating, the Zen master walks up and down the hall with a stick. And if your concentration lapses, he knocks you on the head. How does he know if your concentration lapsed? Because he's a Zen master. I don't know. I'm not a Zen master, so I can't tell you how that works. However, that red-winged blackbird was a Zen master. because I was out in nature and I was lost in thought. And it reminded me, pay attention. In Huxley's novel, what is it, The Island? Um, on every branch of the island, well, not every branch, there was a sign where there was parrots and trees, and all the parrots were trained to say, pay attention, pay attention, pay attention. Now, there's a difference between paying attention and being aware. Paying attention is sharp, focused, and it has a limited time constraint. Awareness is ever present. Awareness is actually our reality. It's who we are. All right, guys, let me dive in here. Tiger Gaming, how are you, my friend? Really happy to see you coming back. All the guys that are coming back. Hi, Eric. How are you doing today? I'm doing good. Let me make sure that was addressed to me and not our friend Eric Lapointe, who might have snuck in without me knowing it. Dub Clips says, hi. Dub, how are you, my friend? Medic says, you have to put your foot down with a firm hand. They only had one troll in 6 hours, and he was swiftly dispatched. That's the plan. For those who attack. No saying, hey guys, can't we all get along? I wish we could, but if you're here to attack, your intent isn't to get along. So that's fine. If you come here to troll, what a perfect way to practice that defenselessness. What a perfect opportunity to see if they're actually funny. Whenever I have trolls, I only ask a few things. Don't really be mean-spirited. Try to be original. If you come in here, no offense to the previous commenter who came in and said Mr. Clean. Do you really think I haven't heard that before? There's got to be a better ball joke somewhere. Someone came in and said Moby a while back. That was good. I don't hear that one often. But yeah, Mr. Clean. Mr. Clean's been around forever. Every person who shaves their head has heard the Mr. Clean thing. So my only suggestion, I forget who it was, come back with a new one. Let me know what you got. It would be much appreciated. So I do agree with Medic. Yeah, if you're here, if you're attacking any friend, if you're attacking any friend that is in here, and if you're here, you're a friend, then we draw the line. Barb says, I get overrun with them, Medic. And I'm always sorry to see that, Barb. Ghetto Planet says, are we talking about the supernatural or paranormal here? We're not, but we could, if you wanted. Barb says, hi to Gitco. Let's see. All right, I'm diving in. I'm not getting too far behind. Wolf says, back is better today so far. Good. And it's working with the back brace. Gecko says, Ghetto. Hello, what are we talking about over here? I was talking about inspiration and motivation and the difference between the two. And then we started talking about birds and nature and having our foot down with a firm hand, as suggested by a friend, UK Medic. Sue says, I get a few troll comments on some videos. I just spot them and remove the comment. Every once in a while I respond, but not that often. Best way to do it. I can't imagine Sue having trolls. She just puts out lovely content. Why would anyone have anything but love and respect for that? The world's a tough place. If you're putting out a little bit of love and a lot of beauty, you're just making the world better. It seems to me that we would all embrace that. And that would inspire us to do likewise. Medic says, top tip, Barb, if you ignore them totally, they get bored and leave. If you block or time them out, they come back under another name. Excellent advice. 100% agree with the ignoring and not fighting. Again, I don't want to keep coming back on this theme of defenselessness, but I probably will. You guys know me that I will beat a theme into the ground. If you're not defending yourself, they have no point in being there. They're stuck with their own attack thoughts. They're stuck with their own energy, with nowhere to go. Unfortunately, sadly, they turn their attention to someone else because an attacker needs to attack. Barb says he just finished feeding birds, and our friend Destiny is here. Destiny says, Destiny Forever Walks, PhD. Happy Friday and blessings. How are you? I'm doing good, Destiny. How are you? Babushka says, the power and trolls is your reaction to them. Exactly. And for them, it's a source of energy. So you're just lending your energy. I don't like really thinking too much of trolls one way or the other, because it puts in that us versus them. I'm doing good stuff, they're doing bad stuff. Everyone's just doing stuff. They're doing the stuff that they think is the best stuff to do. I don't know why they think that is the best stuff to do, but who am I to argue? I can't convince anyone to be different. It's taken me 59 years to convince myself to be even slightly different. Sort of true. I've always been a little bit different. Babushka says, namaste and namaste to you, my friend. Medic says, last time I had a tap on the head, it's because I had water on the brain. An insistent tap. At least mine with the bird was only 2 or 3 times. HRH says, blessing Yogi. Blessings to you, my friend. Ben Gleck says, trolls are sad, sad people. They need Jesus. Not going to argue with that. I think even non-Christians can use the teachings of Jesus. Not everyone needs to adopt the belief of whatever religion, but the timelessness of, particularly for me, Christianity, the message of Jesus, is just beautiful. You know, I'm a yogi. I practice yoga. The entire spiritual path, from the foundation all the way to reaching samadhi and meditation, as well as other branches of non-duality, a little bit of shamanism, some other weird stuff. I mentioned the Course in Miracles. I love reading the Tao Te Ching. However, I went to Catholic school through my formative years, and that doesn't leave you. Again, it's a beautiful message. Barb says, hi Ben, I agree 100%. Let's see. Yep, we know exactly and 100% who Barb is. So we take care of things. Let's see. Classy and Crazy says, just ignore them. I agree. Classy and Crazy says, hi, Barbara, just look away and turn your cheek. You know what? I take it all as the giving me the possibility of practice. Do I really have a foundation in the things that I've been studying a lifetime, or am I a poser? These are the opportunities that tell. I get to learn. Everything's a learning possibility. Dee says, have you ever read anything by Ramana Maharshi or Nisargadatta? If not, would you recommend it and the people who may read this? Yes, I recommend both. There's lots you could read from Nisargadatta Maharaj, but his seminal classic, I Am That, is at my bedside, and it's almost a daily deep dive, even if it's just a few things. David Godman's I Am That, the teachings of Ramana Maharishi, is another seminal classic. Those 2 books stand apart from every other book that I've read, but you can't go wrong with either one of them. Uh, Zakata Dina says, hi, Yogi. Hello, my friend. And, I'm going to say off the bat, I apologize for any names that I mispronounce. Let's see. Classic Crazy says that they make a fool of them. Exactly. Zaketa says they talk. Can't make that out. To Barb, I've seen it with my own. I've seen it as well. Our friend Ahmed is here. I have a question for Ahmed in a little bit. Classy and Crazy says, welcome haters. That's what I do. Hey, it's just energy. What we do with energy is entirely up to us. Classy and Crazy said, God welcome you. Welcomes you. So, hey, I'm not too far behind. I have skipped some highs. I apologize. Dee says, they both changed my life. Glad you know you've read it. I'd say they changed my life too. As a matter of fact, I just reread David Godwin's book not more than 3 weeks ago. Have you ever read anything by Douglas Harding? That was the final piece of the puzzle for me. Classy and Crazy says, what say you, lurkers and haters? Come get some God in your hearts. So, Zaketa says, Barbara is one of God's finest people. You know what? If you spend some time with her doing crafts, nice and relaxed, and she might give a great reading. She might offer a beautiful prayer. I don't see who could argue. Someone might come in and said, but, put out all these other buts. I don't know any of that. I know what Barb presents to me, and Barb presents nothing but loveliness to me. Do I ignore things from, other people or whatever? If someone were to come to me and say, but this person is, it's not that I don't care, but here's the secret to forgiveness. Forgiveness is simply recognizing that anything that happened in the past. It's not happening right now. We don't get to pick and choose who we forgive. When Jesus hung from the cross, and he was offering forgiveness, did he have any discrepancy in those who tormented him? This guy was more of an asshole than this guy. So you're forgiven, but you're not. Jesus took down from the cross and forgave everyone, no matter what they did. Signature's here. I hope you guys go and visit Signature. You can take a beautiful walk on the beach or a beautiful drive through his town. Just a great place to be, a great place to hang out. So I have a question for people here who might not have content on their channel. Have you thought about it? Because, there's some complaints about YouTube, but what a wonderful opportunity to put something meaningful for you out there, or something of beauty, something loving, whatever it is, whatever inspires you. What a great opportunity, and everyone has that equal platform. Signature says, let's support each other. I agree, 100%. Signature's been a wonderful support for me. And I definitely return the favor. I love his channel. I love talking about his channel. I hope you guys go visit, as well as our friend Ahmed. So many of you. Which is why, hey, I don't think, let's not forget Odom's Homestead. One of my all-time favorite gardening channels, along with K. Renee, Micro Farmer. We have a new friend who came in the other day, pesticarian gardening. So again, I might be missing some stuff. If I am, just shout it out again. Put it in caps. Send it through the infinite field, and I'll pick up the vibes. Let's see. Barb says, just gets me why they think they have the right to steal names and picks to stalk or bully. Because they think that's the quickest way to break through your protectiveness, to break the quickest way to get you to react. People from your opinion. Okay, the world has many. It certainly does. And you know what? None of them are real. None of them are reality. Everyone has opinions that have been changed. If it was reality, I don't know if anyone's read Philip K. Dick, his description of reality. It's that which remains after everything else is forgotten. Something along those lines. Opinions change. Saketa says, bar makes me queef and it tickles my leaf. So, Ahmed, I was wondering, you did such a wonderful job of helping Eric Lapointe. And by the way, Eric Lapointe, last I checked, 265 subscribers. Amazing. He also did a live stream today of his burpees. I hope you guys caught it. And I hope you caught Jacob. I was wondering if Ahmed could work his magic on our friend Empress of the New Earth. I'd like to see her get over 50. I think she's been like about 46 or 47. I'd love to see her do some live streaming. Let's see. Destiny says, Barb, I left some crafts at your front door. Great craft work you do. An awesomely kind gesture from our awesomely kind friend, Destiny Forever Walks, PhD. Patient, kind, loving. Those are the words for Destiny Forever Walks, PhD. So, lately I've been talking a lot about, the Tao Te Ching, and I've been talking a lot about Course in Miracles, because both have the Tao Te Ching is always like a present thing that I love reading, but I'm reading an interpretation of it that I've had for 20 years, but kept putting it off because I much preferred reading the Tao itself instead of interpretation. For whatever reason, I felt called to pick it up, and awful glad that I did. And I was a student of A Course in Miracles for quite some time, but set it aside. I finished the workbook 2009 after 20 plus years of attempting to get through it. But I do love talking about it, and I've recently been called back into studying the workbook as well as the text. And we'll throw some stuff out here. Course in Miracles talks about all of us are God's teachers. Here's the thing about teachers, that we teach that which we need to learn. The student as well as the teacher are the exact same. So if there's something we need to learn, then we teach. If there's something we need to teach, then we learn. The 10 characteristics of God's teachers are trust, and we'll talk a little bit about it, honesty, tolerance, gentleness, joy, defenselessness, generosity, patience, faithfulness, open-mindedness. Let's go first with, not going to do anything in order, tolerance. This is from the A Course in Miracles, the book. God's teachers do not judge. To judge is to be dishonest, for to judge is to assume a position you do not have. Judgment without self-deception is impossible. Judgment implies that you have been deceived in your brothers. How then could you not have been deceived in yourself? Judgment implies a lack of trust, and trust remains the bedrock of the teachers of God's whole thought system. Let this be lost, and all learning goes. Without judgment are all things equally acceptable, for who could judge otherwise? Without judgment, all are men's brothers, for who is there that stands apart? Judgment destroys honesty and shatters trust. No teachers of God can judge and hope to learn. Powerful message there for me, as you see that we do have some judgment going on, and no judgment is ever about the person that's being judged. It's about the person who is doing the judging themselves. Barb says YouTube is lagging. I'm not surprised. Barb says, Destiny, what do you mean at my front door? I don't know all the terms used. So that is tolerance. That is the third characteristics of God's teachers. Gentleness. Harm is impossible for God's teachers. They can neither harm nor be harmed. Harm is the outcome of judgment. It is a dishonest act that follows a dishonest thought. It is a verdict of guilt upon a brother, and therefore on oneself. You can see they're making no distinction between those who are judging and the judged, that if you are offering that judgment, it's a reflection upon yourself, not upon that person that you're casting that judgment on. It is the end of peace and the denial of learning. Let's see, keep going. And that is continuing. Therefore, God's teachers are wholly gentle. They need the strength of gentleness, for it is in that the function of salvation becomes easy. To those who would do harm, it is impossible. To those whom harm has no meaning, it is merely natural. What choice but this has meaning to the sane? Who chooses the hell when he perceives a way to heaven? And who would choose the weakness that must come from harm in place of the unfailing, all-encompassing, and limitless strength of gentleness? The might of God's teachers lies in their gentleness, for they have understood that evil thoughts came neither from God's Son nor his Creator. Thus do they join their thoughts with him, who is their source. And so their will always, which is always his own, is freed to be itself. Sorry, I stumbled a bit over that. I do stumble quite a bit over the language used in A Course in Miracles. It is steeped in Christianity, which I don't consider myself a Christian. I have a deep love for the teachings of Jesus. But in essence, A Course in Miracles is considered organic Western Buddhism, or Vedanta. It is a path to God realization, which means it's the same path in different language, in different thought construct as the eightfold path of Buddhism or the 8 branches of yoga. Destiny says, check your video titled Grand Day for Talk and Show. Check your comments. Have a great day. Awesome, guys. So, usually what happens, it seems that we have that rush of activity with some trolls at the beginning, which is an awesome way to gain some early watch hours. Appreciate it, guys. And then things die off, and we get down to business. What business do you guys want to talk about? Again, I keep talking about that gentleness. I keep talking about that defenselessness, because there's no other way to deal with the issues of the world. That we're not going to change it. We're never going to change a troll into a non-troll. We're never going to change someone who judges into a non-judgmental person. However, we can change our own perception of what's happening. And when we change that, we literally do change the world. We change the world that we see. So don't look without and think, I need to dig in and start changing people, because you're not going to do it. However, you can look within and remember where Jesus said the kingdom of heaven is. That's when everything changes. Barb says, I just learned something new today. It is awesome at times to learn new phrases and what they mean. It is. Every day is a new possibility to learn something new, that's for sure. Or to witness something new, no matter how many times you think you might have seen it. That's the joy of inspiration. I mention quite often that I have a very regimented lifestyle. Some might actually say boring. That I do virtually the same thing every day, or so it seems. But the truth is, all of it is natural. All of it is spontaneous. None of it has ever happened this way before. Each moment is a once upon, never been experienced. And we get to experience that swift motion of life, moment by moment by moment by moment. And when we start to see that, then we're truly living an inspired life. That means every time I wake up and every time I sit and I meditate, what's happening has never happened before. Every time I get outside in nature, I'm seeing something revealed in a way that has never been revealed before. So, I do not see our friend Flower here today, nor our friend Night Watcher. But you know, everyone deserves a day off. Everyone deserves a day off from sitting and listening to me, that's for sure. I need some time off from sitting and listening to me, which is why I meditate and do breath work and practice yoga and get out in nature. Because it's important to step into our own spaciousness and realize that those thoughts that are going on all the time, night and day, even in the dream state, aren't who we are. That we're the silent awareness to those thoughts. That's the art of meditation. Art of meditation isn't quieting the mind. It's recognizing that the mind is already quiet and that you are that space in which allows all those thoughts to pass through. It's a very easy and gentle shift. I mentioned before that I'm a certified teacher, meditation, primordial sound meditation, as well as a breathwork coach and pranayama teacher. And if you're here in the channel and you've been participating for a while and you want to learn, that I teach my friends, and again, if you're here, you're a friend, I teach them absolutely for free. Squirrel Sniper says, greeting beautiful souls from across the pond, but under the same skies. One of my all-time favorite greetings, as well as our friend Goldie. Greeting lovely people. I mentioned yesterday, this is the problem with me catching up in the chat. I have nothing to say. Now we've reached that point of silence, which isn't a bad place to be. However, it doesn't fill a conversational void. Hey, speaking of which, our friend Goldie. Hi there, lovely people. Hello there, lovely Goldie. How are you? How is work going today, Goldie? How many days in this schedule are you going to be working straight through? Desi says to signature, left a gift on your table. Love your message. Keep having faith in God. He does have a beautiful message. I'm so glad you reached out, Destiny. Which is what Destiny does. Squirrel Sniper says hi to Goldie. Five. Tomorrow's last one. Good. I hope none of them are over 10 hours. Jacob Colby is here. Jacob put in a big session on his very first live stream. How many burpees did you get today, Jacob? He did the same thing Eric Lapointe did on their first live stream. They just got straight down to business. No pretense, no, hey, this is my first time doing, and Eric Lapointe, it was really, he had been practicing burpees, but I think this was his first real session, and he nailed it. And then he did this morning. Anyway. Goldie says both of them are 12. Well, as I mentioned before, it's sending you lots and lots of energy. Casting Grady says, greetings squirrels, greetings Squirrel Sniper, how's the pond and swamps in your world? That's, what, it's an interesting question. I know in Great Britain they say fens, and fens, I don't think they're rightly swamps, maybe more like wetlands. Are there swamps in Great Britain? I got to tell you something, I got a fondness of swamps. Don't know why. Swamps, deserts, and mountains. And Master Sergeant, retired Mocha is here. Mocha, how are you? Casting Crazy says, I can't do any burpees. Not everyone has to. Some of us need more, gentle motion in our lives. I'm a firm believer that you can't go wrong with walking. Greetings. All the water is low here too. Awesome. Goldie says, don't worry, class and crazy. Me either. If you can get out and walk, you cover so much ground, literally and figuratively, that You are getting an instant meditation just by being out in nature. Studies have shown that just a few brief minutes out in nature and being in motion, your mind starts to produce the alpha waves, which is that light stage of meditation. It is where inspiration and creativity is sparked. It helps you relax, it reduces stress. In just the first few minutes, when your eyes get that fractal pattern of nature, reduces stress by up to 60% in just a few minutes. Gives you a very gentle rise in the heart rate, and at the same time, because you're in nature, it lowers the heart rate and stress and blood pressure all at the same time as well. Of course, if it says stairs are just as good for you, find getting down an issue. I agree. Goldie says, Barb, caught the end of your live stream. We got a nice greeting from Jacob. Classy and Crazy says, I do water stretches. Water workouts are excellent. So far, I hope to do real ones one day, but we'll probably be with God before then. Oh, who knows? We do what we do, each moment by moment. It's always about the effort. It's never about the results. Jacob did 200 burpees, 103 pump, Navy SEALs, 58 count burpees, and 56 count burpees. That's an awesome workout. Mocha says wetlands. I do love wetlands. One of my favorite races was a 6 and 9 hour race, and it took place in the wetlands about an hour from here. Absolutely love it. Goldie offers wonderful advice. Class and Crazy, I wouldn't dismiss you as easily. Just take one step at a time. One stretch at a time, one stretch at a time, one water class at a time. It's all we can do. Let's see. Destiny says, just Yogi doing burpees. Do you do discussions on shadow self, shadow work? I do. It's actually something I very much enjoy talking about. I'm not an expert on it. I've read several books by Robert Johnson, who is an expert. Some of my favorite books are by Debbie Ford, who wrote Dark Side of the Light Chasers, which talks about the shadow side of spirituality, how we do an awful lot of bypassing, thinking that we're at this level while shoving aside all the actual work, all the so-called ugliness, all the, we got to keep our spiritual vibes high. So I can't participate in this. I can't lower myself to discuss this or to be in this environment. And so we shove it aside and we shove it aside. It's a refusal of accepting an aspect of ourselves. And the shadow is just the aspect of ourselves that we can't accept, good and bad, which is why we have hero projection. All the people that we put on a pedestal reflect aspects of ourselves that we are unable to own. We're unable to see our own greatness. So we shine it outwards. But the process of life is integrating all that, which is why Carl Jung said we spend the first half of our life accumulating things that we put in that dark bag of a shadow that we drag behind us. And then if we're fortunate, we spend the last half of our life getting rid of all that stuff that's in the bag. So shadow work is simply owning what appears. We can take that back to what we were talking about with judgment. That if I'm judging, it's because I'm refusing to own my own shadow. That I am that. All that nasty stuff you got there, it's you. It's yours. It's part of being human. I think it was Voltaire who said, nothing human is foreign to me. which means that you accept, you own. Odom says, have a good weekend, everyone. You too, my friend. Hope you get some time in the garden this weekend. I imagine it's pretty hot there this time of year now. Destiny says, have you studied the work of Carl Jung? I have, not extensively. And Robert Johnson, who I've read quite a bit of, he did study quite a bit of Carl Jung. But yeah, the initial concept of the shadow, you have it in shamanism. You actually, you have shades of it in all different religions, but it was definitely Carl Jung who actually characterized it, put it in a usable. But he got much of his work from yoga, as well as Christian mysticism and shamanism. Classy and Crazy says, wish I could sub to you all. Everyone seems so nice. Man, these are the best of the best. I would love to see you subscribe to everyone as well, my friend. And I'm definitely happy to have you here, Classy and Crazy. Let's see. Wolf says, it's wonderful chat for sure. Thank you, Wolf. It's you guys that make it that way. John Deere says, I'll change that. You only add to the loveliness of the chat, my friend. So you know what? That's the key. I was talking quite a bit about defenselessness. That if you see everyone as projecting their shadow self, and you simply refuse to own it, and the only way you can refuse to own something is through your own gentleness and your own defenselessness, then you're free. The only thing for the past several decades that I've ever wanted was to actually be free. And by free, I mean of my own good opinion of myself. That my opinion means something. It's just an opinion. It's just a thought. And when I see that, then I see everyone has their own thoughts, and that you're never ever truly touched by them. The Buddha demonstrated that in a conversation he had with someone who challenged his teachings and said that thoughts and words don't mean anything at all. And Buddha said, I agree. And that's a very insightful observation. And the man was so pleased with himself. He puffed his chest out. He had a huge smile. He had challenged the Buddha, and the Buddha had saw that he was correct. Extremely happy. And then the Buddha looked at him and said, and also, you're an idiot. And the man got extremely upset and angry and very threatening. And the Buddha said, that is the power of a thought. Your thought instantly changed, and everything changed with it. And of course, miracles, they say, don't seek to change the world, seek to change your view of the world. Destiny says the shadow is you. It is something, it isn't something or a concept. We all have a shadow side. Your shadow is that part of yourself that's hidden. I'm just throwing thoughts out there, just a yogi. I appreciate the thoughts. I always appreciate Destiny's thoughts. As far as being us, I agree we all have a shadow side. Actually, I agree with the whole comment that I'm going to liken it to the yogic psychology concept of the three gunas, which are the energetic qualities that constitute everything. And you have sattva, which is purity. You have raja, which is sort of the fast, speedy quality of life, always in motion, always darting around, nervous energy. And then you have tapas, which is the slow, sluggish base energy of existence, and that all of us are comprised of all three. But the process of yoga is to reduce the tapas and rajas qualities, the gunas, and cultivate the sattvic, the purity. We'll always have all three of those, but we rise up with that purity. We need all of them at one time. John Deere says, I've got a question for you. If we're talking about projecting. Sure, my friend. Ahmed says, so Yogi, sorry I received the call. That's okay, my friend. Oh, yeah, so Ahmed, I was wondering if you could help our friend, Empress of the New Earth. I'd love to see her get to 50 subscribers. Dottie says, hello, my friend. How are you doing today? Well, I hope. I am doing pretty well. I hope everyone is too. And Dottie, I hope you are, my friend. Let's see. John Deere says also, what's better, LCD, LED, or screen projectors? I don't know. Maybe someone here knows. I barely know what they are, to be honest with you. I am technically deficient in all things technical. Destiny says, do you do discussions on spirit guides? What do you know about dragonflies as being a spirit guide? Not specifically. I love talking about them. We've talked about them quite a bit. And we have some videos of dragonflies, both Mocha and myself, that we took specifically with Destiny Forever Walks PhD in mind, because we wanted to share them, and I will be giving you a shout out when I put them in a short. Different shamanic principles have, or practices have different views. You can have one, you can have more, and you can have one that makes many, many different appearances. Daddy says she's very well. Thank you, Eric. You're welcome, my friend. Medic is still lurking. Still lurking, but ready to strike in a moment's notice. Do not underestimate the lurking ability of UK Medic. When the time for action is near, you'll know it. He'll know it. Let's see. I might have to do that on our next next talk, and I'll see if I can get it and bring it up. Thank you, Ahmed. Barb says they can also represent positive qualities like courage, transformation, joy, and adaptability. Exactly. As a matter of fact, Barb and Wolf probably have quite a bit of information on spirit guides from a native perspective. Medic says, I only caught the last bit on projectors. Any short throw projector is good. Any short throw projector is good. I got to think about that one, Medic. Dottie says, Medic, good live, early hours. Destiny says, the dragonfly is my spirit guide, Yogi. You can have more than one spirit guide. It is a dragonfly that shows up all the time for me. Yeah, Mocha was extreme. Got some really good close-up shots. She was on the ground. Mine didn't turn out quite as good. Mocha is definitely more skilled than I am in that regard. But all of the filming we did of the dragonfly was for you, and can't wait to share them with you. Medic says, thanks, Dottie. It ended up being 6 hours, another marathon session from UK Medic. Barb says, yes, we want to live on them. We can sit longer without pain. Oh, yes, we want to do a live on them when we can sit. Sorry, misunderstood that. When we can sit longer without pain. Be looking forward to that. Wolf says, I have many spirit guides. According to some of the reading that I've done and with what consistently shows up in my life, the red-shouldered hawk would be my spirit guides, although I am drawn towards bears and foxes. But all of it has a teaching. All of it has a teaching for us. Every aspect of nature. We just need to be open to it. My spirit guides include Jack Daniels, Jim Beam, etc. Now, wait a minute. Is that your spirit guides? Or does your spirit guide you to Jack Daniels and Jim Beam? That's the question, Medic. And when your spirit guides you to Jack Daniels and Jim Beam, do you say, well, what can I do? I got to listen to my spirit. Who am I to argue with my spirit? Barb says, every person has a bear as a spiritual guide. Then we have something of an animal that is of a pack or group. Then something that flies for messengers. Awesome. Ahmed says, Yogi, who has 50 subs? Empress of the New Earth, I think has 46 or 47. Desi says, thanks, Eric. I would love to see the video filming the dragonflies. I'm going to ask Milka to share the ones she took with me because, as I said, she's just much, much better at it than I am. She was also, she was down on the ground. Medic says, I actually don't drink. Yeah, neither do I. Not anymore. I drank enough in a decade to last for lifetimes ahead of me. Medic says his Native American name is Running Scared. It beats having one called Running Naked. Daddy says I'll look for her. Eric, let me see. Got a little bit of a... Let me see what I can find real quick. I don't know if I can get it to come up. Obviously, as most people can tell, I am technically deficient. I'm coming up. I'm going to look up on YouTube real quick and see if I can find her. And then I'm going to attempt to drop her link. So if it looks like I am concentrating intently, it's because I'm concentrating intently. Let's see what happens with this, guys. So this will either come up as her channel, or it'll take you to my channel. I don't know why it does. Well, I think it has to do with because I'm posting on a desktop. So we'll see. Ahmed says, when you have time, visit my new live stream, all friends, and give me beautiful comments. It's easy for me to support. I'm always happy to go. I've spent time there today, and I'll spend more time there today. Destiny says to Dottie, knowing your spirit guide, or guys, is important in knowing more of your true self and the future self and the future that lies ahead. Um, and there's just beautiful messages from nature itself that, let's see. Dottie says, wolves and foxes. I wanted to circle back here. Would be my spirit guides. Absolutely love both wolves and foxes. Earlier this week, I had some great opportunity to film some foxes, 3 of them, as a matter of fact. So last year, right around this time, I did some shamanic journeying using a drumming soundtrack that it was specifically designed to put us into a shamanic state, an altered state of consciousness, and you wait for your spirit guide to visit you, and then you could ask questions. What I wanted to do was all the different aspects of nature that were presenting itself to me. I wanted to enter that altered state of reality, altered state of consciousness, and ask my spirit guide, what does this want me to talk about? What does it want me to learn? What does it want me to demonstrate? And then I would write about it in my blog. So much of last spring all the way through early fall was everything I wrote about was shamanic journey, aspects of nature, from ducks to blue jays to whatever it was, that foxes, owls that were calling to me. What was the aspect within myself, that aspect of nature that was appearing as this messenger? What did it want me to express? A beautiful way of writing. Ahmed says, Yogi sir, you asked her to comment on my new live stream. It's easier for me to support her. Okay, I will do that, my friend. Let's see. Destiny says, to Dottie, thanks for sharing your spirit guides information. Very interesting and good to know. So, 1 second, guys. Shamanism in all of its aspects has been a fascinating subject for me since I was a kid. And then later on, reading Carlos Castaneda. This was the book last year, Shamanic Journey, backwards. And it comes with you can order it on Amazon. It comes with a CD, drumming CD, to help you reach that altered state of consciousness. Now, of course, back in my psychedelic heyday in the 80s, I had the good fortune of experimenting with plant medicine, psychotropics, hallucinogens. And some of it was while attending Grateful Dead concerts, which has a section of very intense drumming. And I experimented with that on mushrooms, on LSD, as well as without. And the experience was very much the same. It's the drumming itself that takes you there. So you don't need to rely on plant medicine. It can be helpful, but as Huxley said in his book, I can't remember the book, that psychedelics open up a door within our consciousness to see a greater aspect of reality than we realize in our everyday life. However, it's the same door that we go through every time. Meditation is a door with infinite possibilities, and drumming is the same way. Drumming, you don't need to rely on something outer, such as drugs. Again, it's not bad. I'm not making a judgment on psychedelics. They were valuable for me, but I'm certainly glad I didn't stick with them through my life. Interesting that Albert Hoffman, who was the person who discovered LSD, was asked, and he became an advocate for it. Bill W., who was the founder of Alcoholics Anonymous, believed that it had great benefits for people battling addictions. And studies have actually shown that that is so. But like all tools, every tool is limited, except for those infinite tools like drumming, or meditation, or other things that induce that altered state of consciousness, being out in nature. Let's see, Destiny says, thanks for your, let's see, thanks for your feedback, Ahmed. It is a very interesting topic and a path to deeper awakening of oneself. I agree. Dottie says, found Empress and subscribed. Awesome. Thank you for that. Barb says, drumming always sends me into visions. I remember you mentioning that, and Wolf mentioned that as well. And it is different each time. So yeah, Albert Hoffman was asked, after his experiences with LSD, did he prefer LSD or something more organic, like mushrooms? And he said LSD because it's clean, it's clinical, it's scientific. But when you take mushrooms, the mushroom is alive. There's something alive in there that he found unsettling, which is the very reason why I liked mushrooms more than LSD. Destiny says, thanks just to Yogi, and also thanks to everyone in the chat. Blessings to everyone, and blessings to you, my friend. Destiny, you may be interested in doing some shamanic journey through drums. Medic says he just dropped a European drone video for your viewing pleasure. Well, I would say most certainly. Looking forward to seeing it. And if you would like, if you want to drop the link for it, that would be awesome. Let's see. Birds Lover says, Sir Yogi, support to her. Thank you, my friend. Medic says, give you a moment, and I'll get the link. Awesome. So, yeah, just doing, you could do a 20-minute, I have all kinds of books on shamanism. Like I said, it's been a lifelong interest of mine. Before anything else. That, as a matter of fact, I taught quite a bit last year on Weird, the original spelling and concept of Weird, W-Y-R-D, which is the Germanic shamanism concept of Weird, which means web, the web of existence, that if you tug on one strand within that web, all of existence vibrates with that. Nothing is separate. Everything connected. It's a wonderful way of experiencing the world. And we got the link dropped from Medic. Awesome. I hope you guys go visit. I got it up for some viewing. I'm going to take a chance. I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. We'll see. We have the newly monetized UK Medic. When you have someone putting out really, really lovely material and it comes with a ad, spend some time watching the ad. I don't like ads any more than anyone else. but it is a way to support people who are creating some awesome content. Medic does really good work with his what he earns on YouTube, from super chats to with AdSense, and he's mentioned that here before. Just something to consider. Let's see. Dottie says, Medic's videos are awesome. 100% agree. However, I also want to throw out that our friend Dottie Dorr, UK Explorer, awesome, awesome nature videos. As well as, if you guys want to see someone putting in a work of love, a work of devotion, preparing a band for an excursion, a trek, a spiritual adventure, then watch her work in her van. So I just clicked on Dottie's page. Dottie is up to 155 subscribers, well-deserved subscribers. She had restarted her channel a while back, not too long ago. Dottie, how long? Maybe 3 months ago? And she built her community back up, one loving subscriber at a time. Barb says, ads are very important to channel owners. Please watch them with patience. I agree. You know what? I don't understand why YouTube fosters impatience by giving you the ability to skip, and at the same time says, hey, that's how people are going to earn. Doesn't make sense to me. But yeah, you know what? If you're watching TV at home, I guess if you have cable, maybe not so, you're watching commercials. I have a different view. It doesn't, it's a paradox. It's a paradox for me. It's a contradiction for me, because I'm working hard to get monetized. I have a goal of making a living from what I'm doing right now, and which is easier for me to do than it might sound, because I don't need a whole lot. I have a house that is paid for. I don't have a mortgage. I don't have car payments. I have very, very simple needs. I have high taxes because of where I live. I don't mind paying taxes. I don't want to pay them that high, but I don't mind paying taxes because I live in a beautiful community, and those taxes help keep it that way. So simple needs, I think I can do what I finally want to do my entire life, which is pursue the path that I want, a path of gentleness, a path of love, a path of patience and compassion and empathy, and inspiration and creativity. And I'm on the verge of maybe doing it. We'll see. However, commercialism fits nowhere in there. And yet here I am. I would be partially supported by that. There's the paradox, or the contradiction. And here's what I know about paradoxes and contradictions. They're okay. It's just part of life. We don't need to battle ourselves over them. Don't need to say that, where I take that firm stance, I won't participate in this because it goes against my principles, because it doesn't. Let's see. Medic says, I just purchased another defibrillator for daycare center, partly from my YouTube earnings. See, that's the thing. Of service. Medic puts his stuff out there as service, and then what he receives, he uses as service. It's a circle. Maybe somewhere in between, he buys himself a meal. That's part of service too. Because you know what? If UK Medic doesn't eat, he doesn't do any of that stuff that we just mentioned. That's how life works. We don't need to make these, we're not compromising with ourselves. And at the same time, we're accepting that sometimes there's contradictions in how life goes. Dottie says that's so good. Medic, it certainly is. Oh, Barb says I got mine on the lowest ads can go, but they are bothersome. They can be. Be nice if there was a different way with YouTube. Maybe they're working on it. As I don't know what goes behind the scenes, I try not to throw that judgment out there that, YouTube is this or YouTube is that, because I don't know what it is. Medic says last one was for a youth football team. After 14 years old, passed away from a heart attack. Wow. Sorry to hear about the 14-year-old. Happy to hear about the good thing that you did. Dottie says, I'll just shout out, not to forget, 7:30 GMT. Every Sunday, my band's journey on the build is going. Now uploaded the next 5 weeks, by which time we will see her in a different light. Well deserved. Shout out. Guys, check it out. It's a fun journey to be on. And I can't wait until launch day. Goldie says, less than an hour to go. We're in it with you, Goldie. Guys who are thinking about, hey, this conversation is getting tiresome. Talking about the same stuff he always talks about. Yogi gets lost in the conversation. Don't stay here for me. We're in this for Goldie. Think how she's feeling. She's stuck at work. William Downey says, hi, Yogi. Hope all is well with you today. It is. How are you, William? How's the training? How's the heat? William is in Phoenix, Arizona, where temperatures of 110 and above are actually not even quite common, but regular. Nature and Human says, sir, give a gift here also. Let's see. Give me a second, guys. I inadvertently clicked on something and threw me for a loop. I'm waiting for a conversation to come back up. I have it both on my phone and on my desktop in case there's a technical malfunction. Barb says the short ads are okay, but we get that is 20 minutes. It is yuck. Yeah, I agree. Goldie says, same blessings to you, nature. Medic says, I hate it when YouTube say video will play after ad, then they play another damn ad. Yep. Barb says, you do well. Goldie says, Eric McCarty, yes, please blame it on me. I'm just sharing a little bit. I'm sharing a little bit of the blame. William says, I'm good, buddy. I'm not training in the next 3 days because I'm working. Don't work out on weekends. On work days, sorry. Dottie says, I watched Eric LaPointe by chance today on my lunch break. I missed Eric. I saw he went live, and it was just after I came back in from working. And by the time I got up to my computer, he was done for the day. Let's see. Cody says, McCarty, technical malfunction should be your middle name. Man, I can't argue with that. This is how you know someone is a good friend, because they know exactly they know exactly what's going on. They know the truth. Goldie says she's good but tired. One more day to go for Goldie. Her day's almost done for today, and then one more long day tomorrow, and she gets a day off. Classy and Crazy says, I don't mind one short ad, but much more seems greedy. You know what? I agree. How much do you need? How much do we need to buy? How much do we need to consume? Why is everything function around there? If you have a beautiful video of, I'm going to use an example of an otter because I love UK's otter, or I could use Eric LaPointe's cows. I could use Dottie's. She did a lovely cormorant not too long ago. Why something should stand alone and you should still get paid for it? Everything that I mentioned right there, they did a service. They put a little bit of beauty into a troubled world. Let that stand alone and give them something in return for doing that. As far as that's concerned, you could drop the ads entirely and just put banners up. Lots of ways of doing things. And not everything needs to be, yeah, I know the world is run on profit. But everything, it doesn't have to be. Can we have a paradigm shift where maybe things become different? Well, Goldie has 2 days off in a row. Awesome. Happy to hear that. Barb says, Classy, we are at the mercy of YouTube mindset. Lows, but at times they sneak them in. Mine is set low, but at times they sneak them in. Medic says, I have 7 days off in a row. I do too, in a way. Moon says, I know Classy, but it is not always up to the individual creator. That's true. Goldie says, I might take you on a walk in my woods on Monday. That would be awesome. Let me know if that works, please. Natural sound. Barb says, yes, banners would be good. But those ads are making people mad. Everyone wants the content, but no one wants to help make it happen. I wish it was a different way. I don't know of a different way. But you know, I often quote Buckminster Fuller that you do not create a new reality with the same paradigm that created this one. You need to dare to be naive and create an entirely new reality for things to change. Barb says the weather might make me change my mind. The heat. Medic says, I've been warned about going into the woods with a strange lady. Goldie says, yes, I might show my fangs. Classy and Crazy says, there's a setting to choice put on at least or look greedy is how I see it. I hate ads. YouTube has them, but the extras are too much. You see, there's the paradox that I said I'm in. I dislike that rampant consumerism, and yet here I am becoming part of it. What to do about it? I don't know. Let's see. Natural Sound says, sir, off my moderator. So turn you off being a moderator? Vincent's here, Horror of Spice. Just a reviewer, just watching stuff. Hey, everyone. Not just a reviewer, a fine reviewer. If you guys have not visited Horror of Spice, spend some time. I believe he said Saturday is his the next episode of the Mr. and Mrs. Horror of Spice show. A whole lot of fun just to hang out with. Classy and Crazy, like that? Off your moderator. I don't think he meant it personally. Natural Sound said, because I don't go on link. Did it not? I tried to turn it off. It should be off. Cody says, hi there, Horror of Spice. Barb says, my dad used to say for the TV networks, they depend on viewers, but had to pay the price of seeing ads so the networks could bring us movies and news. It's the way to look at it. Mayhem and Miracles. Maja is here. Hi, Yogi. Got you on my TV while I do stuff. Thank you so much for that. Let me give, if anyone is interested, let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. This is where I stand today. 3,931 watch hours. 69 watch hours away. Entirely doable. Wasn't sure I was going to make it. Well, you know what? Nothing's certain. I'm not there yet. But I've had some good friends help me out. Everything's possible with good friends. And I'll tell you what, life is a whole lot more difficult when you have the attitude of, I'm going to make it on my own. For one thing, there is no own. You're never on your own. You're always in the midst of life itself. So, Maja has made this part of my journey entirely possible, and I'm just overwhelmed with the help that I've had from Mayhem and Miracles. As well, a big shout out to James Skype Guy. As well as my friend Destiny Forever Walks PhD, because she introduced me to James Skype. James Skype introduced me to Mayhem and Miracles. And then everyone here, everyone has played a part. Let's see. Medic says, revenue from ads ultimately helps support my work in creating good content. It's a circle. It's a cycle. It's a wonderful way of looking at it. Do we like how it plays out all the time? No. Is it helpful? Hey, if you get the wonderful work that Medic creates, and then you think of the wonderful stuff that he does with what he makes from what he created, um, then you know what? 30 seconds of watching an ad, um, however inane it might be, um, is well worth it. Barb says, Medic, I agree. Barb says thoughts on Splenda and other sugar alternatives. Man, health-wise, not all that great. Um, but I don't know if anyone uses that much of them that it's going to honestly make that much of a difference. So I don't know. I think, you know what? Sugar in and of itself, in small quantities, isn't all that bad. You put a little bit of sugar in your tea. It's when we just mindlessly consume sugar that we start running into trouble. If we are discreet and mindful of how we use sugar. Now, there's other, more natural, and I don't know if Milka McCarty is still here. She could speak more than that on that subject than me. I believe she uses stevia. But you know what? If you have to make a compromise, if you're working hard and you need to make a compromise in your diet somewhere, just to make it a little more bearable for you, hey, you know what? Splenda, in the big picture of things, is pretty small. You know what else? You know who else could talk about that probably? Is our friend Joe Delaney. Joe Delaney, Splenda and other forms of artificial sweeteners. Opinion? Thoughts? Our friend Vincent, Horror of Spice, has a question. Oh, I'm going to unsubscribe. Eric never credits me. Now, here's the thing. I just spent minutes upon minutes praising Medic for all that he does. And I was getting ready to talk about how helpful he's been. And I was afraid too much praise in one conversation might be even too much for the extremely modest UK Medic. And that might be like the one thing that was just too much for him to bear. So I held back. But honestly, it is a wonderful place for making connections. What I absolutely love about it is it's done in such a creative fashion, which is no easy thing to accomplish. You're watching a thing of beauty, and at the same time, you're seeing all these shout-outs. So, again, in all honesty, UK Medic is absolutely right. He has been an immeasurable help for me. And I'm going to circle back. I met UK Medic on Mayhem and Miracles. Let's see. You know, everyone I met here, and everyone that you guys have met, and everyone that has met you, has all been through community, connections, channels. Say what you want to about YouTube and the issues it may or may not have. We are all here as a community from those connections that the platform of YouTube provided us. Let's see. Barb says, good people are worth waiting through ads to see. I agree. And you know what? You never know. If you click away, you never know what you might have missed. You might have missed an otter. You might have missed cow kisses. You might have missed a cormorant. Who knows what else you might have missed? You might have missed a hot sauce review by Horror of Spice, a walk in the woods with our friend Goldie. You might have missed a wonderful, wonderful bird video from our friend Ahmed, um, and inspiration and motivation from our friend Joe Delaney, just because you didn't want to wait 30 seconds to help support that person. Yeah, that company and YouTube, they're making money off of it. They don't matter. They don't matter. What matters is the content that the creator is putting out. Classy and Crazy says, I will try and find Mayhem's page. If anyone would like to drop the link, I would drop it from my desktop, but then I think only people with desktops are able to do it. Oh, I think someone did drop the link. Awesome. It is right above. UK Medic dropped it. Thank you for that, Medic. Joe Delaney says, I use honey or agave, natural sweetener. Awesome. Man, M2, Sir Yogi, now she's 50. This is how you do it. I asked a friend to help a friend, and he just raised the entire level of her channel through his hard work and effort. YouTube gives us moments of beautiful, beautiful connections. It's a microism of life itself. Medic says, Eric, good get out. I have lots of practice getting myself out of verbal trouble. It started way before my teenage years, but that was only with my parents. Later in my teenage years, teachers, police officers, neighbors, it came in handy. So, yep, Class and Crazy, if you look above to UK Medic, he kindly dropped the link. I mentioned before, you could say it's a place to get some subscribers, but that sells it short. What it does is it's a chance to find supporters, to make friends, and to be of service to other people. If you go there to participate, and if you go there to help people, your channel is going to grow as a side effect. The real beauty of Mayhem and Miracles is the opportunity to help people. And she provides it. And she goes on all afternoon. Infatigable. Did I say that right? Infatigable. And just keeps doing it. Creating a loving atmosphere for people to make those connections and never wavering. Bessalina is here. Hello, Eric. Speaking of being of service, Bessalina has a wonderful channel that is of service for people. As is Joe Delaney. If you want to be inspired, here's an example of what I opened the conversation with. Inspiration and motivation. Subtle differences between the two. Joe Delaney has found a way to merge the two. You're motivated to get out and put in the work. You're inspired of the possibilities that can happen. When you see the transformation that Joe Delaney did, you can't help but be inspired because it's huge. Literally life-changing. And then you're motivated to put it into action. Inspiration paints that big picture. This is what could happen. Motivation gives us the fuel to take the steps to get there. Let's see. Ahmed says, sir, too much topical to, let's see, to support like that. If she's present here, it's easier to support her. Okay, hopefully she'll be in this weekend. But hey, I appreciate what you did. Medic says that but Masha is responsible for the so many three-legged donkeys in Canada. One leg missing. I did not realize that. That changes everything. Class Crazy says, I get I get a thing to go get a link, but none work. Frustrating. I'm sorry for that. Ahmed says, hi everyone, here, stay blessed all. You as well, my friend. Thank you for your love and kindness. Thank you. Ahmed is speaking of infatigable, if that's even a thing, unfatigable or infatigable. Ahmed is just all over the place, helping people. What he did, helping our friend Eric Lapointe, 265 last I checked subscribers, absolutely amazing. And all because he's Ahmed, because he's a good person, and because he likes Eric Lapointe. And when you think about it, what's not to like about Eric Lapointe? Medic says he has to run, guys. Yeah, I'm going to talk for about 9 more minutes. I try to get in like 2 hours. I like the thought of staying here while Goldie is working and providing a distraction, if that's possible. Maybe the droning of my voice induces a light hypnotic trance that allows her to ease through the last hour or two of her work. Med says, thanks, sir. A leap from your about your kindness. All true words, my friend. UK medic. And he would know because he is a medic. Says it's called a coma. I'm not going to argue with the medic. This is absolutely true. That's going to be the secret of my YouTube success. Is people are going to come here and they're going to listen to me talk, and then like 2 hours later, they suddenly wake up and like, what just happened? Bessalina says, Eric, your lives put me to sleep if I am not moving around the house. Medic says Eric induces coma. Maybe I need to change my channel name. Just a Yogi inducing comas in his office. That's not a bad thought. I would prefer to think of it as a light meditative state. However, I'm not a medic, so I got to defer to the expert. It is what it is, guys. This is it's gonna keep me laughing for the rest of the day. So definitely thank you for that. Medic says, much love and all. Take care. Induced. Eric induced coma. I wonder if I could be classified as a medical condition. Maybe I should have a warning. Goldie particularly like that. I gotta admit, I liked it a lot too. Sorry guys. Medic and Bessalina, I'm always a happy, joyful person, but something has to be like really unique and special to make me laugh out loud for a continuous period of time. And you both did, as well as Goldie laughing along. You definitely made my day. I'm seriously thinking of putting an asterisk by my title. May induce a medical coma. Let's see. Ahmed says, how are you? How are you? Babushka liked that as well. Goldie said, maybe. Vessalina says, yes, it's meditative. Thank you. Thank you for that kindness bestowed. Barb says, Yogi's Burpees basement. with a warning. May induce. So yeah, we're getting deeper into the weeds here. It's getting funnier. Okay, Eric induces a anesthesia state of consciousness. I appreciate the kindness. I appreciate that I'm being upgraded. Maja says, hey, medic, don't run, walk, please. Don't want you falling again. Absolutely not. Take care, medic. Ahmed says, Goldie's like a teacher. Visits on every place. Then she goes on to her work. This is true. Speaking of which, Goldie has been a wonderful teacher for me. How to be that loving presence. Eric LaPointe says, I've been listening the whole time. How dare you say those nice things about me? If I had known, I would not have said a single nice thing. All right, that's not true. I will always say nice things about your cows. Ahmed says, hey, buddy, what's going on? Hey, let's take a quick trip to Eric LaPointe's channel. Eric did his live stream of burpees today. Don't know if anyone caught it. I was unable to. I saw that he went live. By the time I got to the computer, it wasn't. Eric LaPointe is at 266 well-deserved subscribers. So, guys, I hope we got that laughter out of our systems. We all know that this is the liveliest of all chats. I talk about controversial things. I'm on edge. I'm an edgy guy. You never know. You never know what I'm going to say. You never know what I'm going to do. This is a place of danger. Does not induce comas. I couldn't even say that with a straight face. Eric Point says, yes, 102 pump wood splitters, 15 Navy SEALs. Awesome. 2 pump wood splitters. You know what, Eric LaPointe? No one else ever, not just in the history of burpees, in the history of the universe. All right, maybe in a alternative reality, there's another alternative version of Eric LaPointe. In this reality, no one else ever has done 102 pump wood splitters, ever. You should put that out there as a challenge. Burpee community, guys, try this. Let me know what you think. There is nothing more that the burpee community loves than a good challenge. Although no one has ever, very few people have, Osiris, have done the nasal breathing burpees. Oh, Paul from Oregon does the nasal breathing burpees. That's some serious work, Eric. Well done. What I love about that, as I mentioned before, is the core activation. You're just providing a little additional core work. Ahmed says, I try my best for supporting friends unconditional. And you do it extremely well. You've been a huge, huge help with me. Sorry, I just needed to send a quick text to someone. Let's see. So we'll be calling it a day in just a minute or two. First, let me put this out there. Who's still awake? Who is either in a light state, in a light meditative state, who is in an actual coma, and who is in a deep anesthesia-induced state of consciousness? Has anyone entered an entirely alternative state of consciousness, almost like a psychedelic experience, just from being here for the past 2 hours? Eric Point says, I feel like I can breathe better on the wood splitters. Maybe just because I'm used to that motion. I think it can also open up the rib cage a bit. So it's allowing, because you got that overhead motion, you're expanding the rib cage, you're drawing more air in. It also provides a moment of relief in between the pumps. You got that extra motion where you're literally stretching the shoulders out at the same time. Honestly, it's an ingenious motion. It's a great movement. Wolf is here. I appreciate that. Vessalina says, I am fighting sleep. I appreciate the effort you put in, my friend. I'm awake, sort of. It's actually a good thing. You're not on the tram, are you? I think if it was on the tram, she might have fallen asleep. And I don't know. She might wake up a couple stops away. I don't know if this is a curse or a blessing, guys. Let's see. I can't make out that word. Clamming? Vessalina says, dozing off and awake by my boy's random screaming. Goldie says no tram tonight. Well, good. I hope that means you get home sooner. Ahmed says, have a beautiful sleep. So, all right, guys, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. I'm going to do, make something to eat. I'm going to do my own little breath work. I'm going to use my untangled mala beads. I'm going to induce my own state of calm. And then make something to eat. As always, I'd like to say, if you're bored, have nothing better to do, I will be back in about 2 hours. And the whole process starts over again. You guys will come back in 2 hours. You'll be wide awake, ready to go, and then we'll all end up in the same spot later on. Appreciate everyone being here. Thank you very much. And I'll see you guys later. Maja says, take care, everyone, and take care to you, my friend. Thank you very much. And I hope in the coming time that I can continue to be of service and continue to make connections through Mayhem and Miracles. And that communities like this can just keep spreading. If you notice at the beginning, there was that possibility of, things not going so smoothly. You guys hung in there. Everyone stayed calm, and we ended up having a really fun, meaningful conversation. And again, I don't know if Mocha was here. She would tell you, in almost 23 years of being with me, she would hardly ever see me, laugh like that. I'm almost always in a good mood, even when things are otherwise going on in my life. But man, guys, I appreciate that laugh. It's good for the soul. So, thank you. Eric LaPointe says, I was talking about you on my live, Maja, all good things. And she says, thank you, Eric Lapointe. I appreciate that. I'll go watch. Eric Lapointe, are you going to post your live? I hope so. So, guys, I'll see everyone later. Take care.